I was getting a little confused about the principles that your philosophy is based on, because you started out, I was really excited, you were saying you're pro-property rights and individualism and selfishness, and then when you laid out your vision for the future, it includes a government, which by definition is a collective, or a coercive collective, which denies people of their property rights. So I'm not really sure how you can kind of settle that, where you can be pro-property rights and pro-government at the same time.
The only way you can have property rights is if you have a government. I mean, the only way you can enforce property rights is if you have a government. You have the right to your property, but what does that mean if the thug across the street can come in and wipe you and your family out or kick you off your property, and there's no enforcement mechanism by which you can protect that property? The only thing that makes property rights meaningful is an entity that enforces them. And that's the only job of government. So the job of government is to retaliate against those who use force, to stop people from stealing your property. That's the only role of government.
How does government acquire its property?
It doesn't. You know, it doesn't have to have it. How does it acquire stuff? Through voluntary taxation, through fees on particular types of services. I mean, I certainly would be happy to write a check to the police and to the military. If you don't want to, don't. Fine. You know, maybe we'll make a list of all the people who don't pay their taxes, and we'll treat them really badly. But you know, but as long as we don't use force against you, you know. Why would you want a service that you didn't pay for?
Why haven't we?
So voluntary taxation is easy in my view. If the government was limited to police and a military and a judicial system, it would be really, really cheap. And it would say every year, this is kind of about the amount of money we need in order to run these services. Please write checks, everybody. And we, because we're benevolent, good people who want to have those services, because we are rational and we're long-term thinkers, we would write those checks. So it's easy for the government to get funded. And it is there to arbitrate disputes, to stop thieves and crooks and murderers. And, you know, any other proposition is just a recipe for dictatorship. Because that's what anarchy is. Anarchy is dictatorship. You can't have competition over force. Force is not a good. Force is not a product. Force is an anti-good and an anti-product. Force is the opposite of a marketplace. The marketplace cannot exist when force is part of it. That is a negation of markets. Markets are about voluntary transactions. As soon as you're being forced into that market and transact in force in that market, you eliminate the possibility of a marketplace. So anarchy is the opposite of freedom and capitalism. Anarchy is the dissolution of freedom and capitalism. You cannot have the protection of property rights or any type of individual rights unless you have an entity whose sole responsibility is to do that, that extracts force from human relationships. And we can go on forever, I know, because you guys are really obsessed with this topic. You know, it's a thought experiment. Anarchy is a thought experiment that self-destructs very, very well. It just doesn't work, and it's wrong.